Hey y'all, so before I start the Maxim Johncast, which is going to be my professional podcast where I have guests on here and do all this kind of cool stuff, we talk about stuff, I want to finish up playing my favorite video games that I've played on the YouTube channel. Now this consists of Minecraft Dungeons, Geometry Dash, Minecraft. So today we're going to be finishing Minecraft Dungeons by playing my top 5 favorite missions in the entire game. These include DLCs, by the way, so we're going to have an absolute blast. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alrighty, and the build that we're going to be using today consists of the Swift Striker, the Spooky Gordian, the Azure Seeker, the Ghost Cloak, the Deathcap Mushroom, and the Boots of Swiftness. Yep. Let's get it on, baby. Actually, we might alternate between the Swift Striker and the Nameless Blade because this is just such a good weapon to use. I really like using the Nameless Blade. It's just such a top tier weapon to use. Yeah, so let's start off with number 5 of my top 5 favorite missions ever. Gale's Sanctum. So this is number 5. Of course, we're going to be doing this on Max Apocalypse plus 25. So get your popcorn and your soda and let's get straight into it. And while I'm playing, I'm going to tell you why I'll be finishing my little run of playing video games. Also, this is actually kind of cool. You can kind of like go back here, but not really. But the reason why I'm kind of finished with this whole video game stuff is because I just ran out of ideas to play video games, and I've been making so much content on it recently that I felt like I had to make like 3 videos a day. And obviously probably my favorite part about being on camera is just talking about random things that I like or things that I find interesting. I don't always have ideas for video games, and it's honestly not that common that I have a really good idea for a video game to play. So obviously, every now and then I might have a really cool idea for like maybe Minecraft, Geometry Dash, Minecraft Dungeons. But most of the time, for content wise, I'd probably want to be doing some talking in front of the camera because I just like to talk. Ooh, bone bow. Not too shabby. And every once in a while I'll have a banger idea that's related to Minecraft Dungeons, Geometry Dash, you know, all those kinds of games. But most of the time, it's kind of hard coming up with ideas and really just, you know, making videos all the time about, you know, these games and stuff. And obviously the Minecraft Dungeons community in part has ousted me because of some of the things that I've said. And actually more so it's the political stuff that I've been saying. Yet also at the same time, some things that I've said, like the mechanized saw blade not being very good, is something people disagree with me a lot on. So because of that, it's been really hard getting collabs with other Minecraft Dungeons YouTubers because they mostly agree on similar stuff, and for the sake of their reputations, I'm not exactly like, you know, the least problematic person in the world to collab with. And the same thing would probably go for most Geometry Dash creators, although I do know some that, since there are obviously more Geometry Dash creators in the world, I'm quite sure that, including my friends, there are some that do want to collab and stuff. Also, dang, man, the stun effect is crazy. But I do have a lot of political stuff that a lot of people would probably disagree with because I am a very biased person, and at the same time everybody else is extremely biased, but in their own way, and their way is not always congruent with my way of being biased. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get along at that. But maybe once in a while I'll probably play some Minecraft Dungeons or Minecraft or Geometry Dash or whatever. But for now I'm just gonna sort of finish up playing these games as a way of finishing them officially. And really, it's not even just Minecraft Dungeons, it's just video games in general. And I'm gonna be honest, I like just not having to do things. So I think what more effortless thing to do than just to talk about my opinions in front of a camera, am I right? So, I mean, if I'm gonna be doing this for a living, so I can, you know, survive and stuff like that, and not have to go to college or whatever, it might as well be through this. Because just like in the guy from Office Space, my dream is to do nothing, you know what I mean? Or just to have not anything to do. to not have a tight roster, to not have a schedule that I have to abide by, but to come up with my own schedule and to come up with my own hours and be able to modify it whenever I want to. I was always in love with that concept of not having to, of not being burdened by having to do anything. But now that you know the story about that, I want to talk about what the Maxim John cast is going to be about. So the Maxim John cast, also known as the podcast for Maxim John, is really just going to be about talking about some interesting things that I have opinions on. This will vary from politics to religion to video games to pretty much anything that I see in my everyday life or, you know, think on an everyday basis that maybe some others would probably rock on with as well. I think it's really cool the fact that people literally just like watching other people talking and just listening to that. And I get it, man. I like listening to podcasts too. But I think I find it so lucrative and just so cool and interesting that you can pretty much just talk in front of a camera and that's it. So I think that's pretty crazy. That's pretty interesting. How do I activate these little thingies? I'll probably have to activate those thingies. Alright, get a density potion. How would I teleport over there? Alright, nice. Let's get into that Gale Sanctum, baby. I also find it, you know, I like to edit videos sometimes, but editing can be a big burden. So I think on a podcast, especially when I'm having someone on, it's much easier to just leave certain segments unedited because it's really mostly just dialogue between me and the other person, and we're just kind of having a patient conversation about it. And I'd only really cut out the really, really big pauses between us talking. I mean, you have no idea how difficult it is, how tedious it is to edit out every single pause, like every single gap or blip or blooper that we have when we're recording. Unless you're a YouTuber, then you probably don't understand what a pain it is to do this simple stuff while you're editing. So until I get an editor, I really want to minimize the amount of editing that I have to do because I also have a schedule and eventually I'm just going to have to get a job and stuff like that just for the sake of learning the value of $1 and stuff. Although this YouTube thing is actually paying pretty well, not gonna lie. You know, eventually I'm gonna have to do a bunch of other stuff in life besides making YouTube videos. I can't dedicate every waking second of my life to just making YouTube videos and taking short breaks in between. I'm sure y'all can understand that. So doing podcasting, in my opinion, there's probably like a once a week or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week kind of podcast instead of an everyday kind of podcast or everyday kind of video would definitely just even things out, and I wouldn't have to gain so many subscribers to get revenue off of it and stuff like that. My goal is by the time I'm in my mid-20s and stuff, I want to be sure to I want to be well off and, you know, not have to worry about how I get my income. So this is how I'm going to be doing my strat, and I think it complies well to my capabilities. I'm not going to lie, the Swift Striker is so good to use. It's actually kind of crazy. Alright, how do you unlock the button? Alrighty, too shabby. Nice! And I think in the future I'll do a lot more gaming content. I'll do a little bit more Minecraft dungeons in the future. Maybe more games that I might just find interesting from time to time, because eventually I'll just have an editor. Alright, we got the key, baby. Too shabby. Whoa. This is my least favorite part of the mission because it's a little bit weird. Oh my gosh, bro. Are we seriously gonna play this game, my guy? Are we seriously gonna play this game? Oh my gosh, stop teleporting me all the way to the freaking end of the map, my guy. Such a stupid mission. I like this mission. I think it has a cool boss and stuff. I'm not a big fan of the whole, you know, weird blocks thing. Alrighty. Let's truly get out of here. I don't know why it turns like that. Like, why did the game make it look like that? Honestly. Alright, so for the key, I think now I have to just go to the middle passage and fight these mobs. Bam. Alright, nice. Bam. Let's get to that Sanctum, baby. Sanctify. Also, I do this thing where I phase in and phase out of video games that I'm interested in, because it doesn't really matter how interesting the game is, but I just think that I can't be interested in a video game forever, so yeah, unfortunately that's kind of how it works. Actually, let's switch out the builds every single mission, just so we can have a little bit of fun here. Of course, since this mission has a boss and stuff like that, I mean, we kind of have to, like, be careful about it. Alright, let's go. Let's enter in the Sanctum. So, like, where do I go? Oh. I just wasted time over there. What the frick? Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. Dang. I gotta get the freaking Ironhide amulet. I gotta get the Ironhide amulet, not gonna lie. I think that's pretty hard in this little passage over here. Alright, let's just go up here. Don't care about these little golem guys. Oh my gosh. End the freaking ambush already, bro. Alrighty, let's get that chest. Strength, baby. Yeah, this part I'm also not that interested in. But I do think, like, the level looks extremely cool in general. That's why I really like it. Oh, we just made them blow themselves up. Alright, knock these guys off. Okay. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. This is actually, like, extremely annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay, now you can see why I'm not really inclined to play Minecraft Dungeons right now, right? Like, whoo! Oh my gosh. My character is a retard. It's official. Oh yeah, also some people don't agree with me saying that word retard. So, I'm going to be saying it a lot on the podcast. But, you know, obviously, a lot of Minecraft Dungeons players don't like that. Bro, oh my gosh, bro. Dude, seriously, man. This is a terrible mission. Alright, let me savage some of this stuff first. Alrighty. We took out one part of the boss. This boss is pretty simple. I'm not a big fan of the fact that it has a shield, but I really like how just like this mission looks in general. Very, very iconic mission. Obviously, people are a big fan of it. Gotta radiance myself up. Of course, I don't like the fact that it blows you back. Like, I'm kind of like not a big fan of that, honestly. Alrighty. I wonder if I just have like an extremely damaging sword that I just like one-shots the entire health of this guy. I wonder how that's gonna go. Honestly. Alright, so we're down to basically the last health bars of this guy. Maybe if I had like the encrusted anchor or something. Alright. See ya in hell, buddy. Ha ha. Oh my gosh. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? We're literally like 10% of health left. Oh my gosh. Bro. Dude, I'm sending him straight back to freaking stone hell, alright? I'm going to destroy him. There you go. Also, take a look at this. Full metal armor. Not too bad. Let's get that chest, bro. Come on. Nice. I really like the Tempest knife because it basically gives you rushdown effect. I might consider that for my next melee. Alright, so we finished number 5 of my top 5 missions. Now it's time to go to number 4. Alright. Absolute garbage. Garbage to the power of garbage. Emerald gear, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Backstabber, not too shabby. I really like the backstabber because it has the shared pain thingy. Isn't that also what the Starless Knight has? Hold on. Let's go to the Starless Knight. Yeah, shared pain. So now let's go to number 4, which I'd probably say is Creeper Woods, right? But before we go to Creeper Woods, let's go to the next build, which is the speed running build. Oh yeah, we're not missing out on this one. Come on, bro. Come on, come on, come on. So for this one, we're going to have the Resolute Tempest Knife. And for our ranged, we're going to have the Mechanical Short Bow. And for our armor, we will have the Ember Robe. And for our speed artifacts, we are going to have... Actually, you know what? Pretty much the same loadout right here. We're pretty good with speed. You know what I mean? Also, whenever I take damage, it gets me a little bit extra speed, right? So for our next mission, let's do Creeper Woods. Oh yeah, we're gonna absolutely rock this one. Alrighty, this is gonna be extremely fast compared to Gale Sanctum. Look at this. Dang. Only thing that this doesn't have is Radiance, but it is because it's extremely fast. So like, I mean, look at this. It's going super fast, extremely fast. Oh my gosh. Look at all the effects that are just going in, my guy. Okay, I'm not really sure if I should beat the raid captain. I don't want to die. I'm literally going faster than the projectiles, my guy. Oh my gosh, there's no way I died to a freaking creeper. Alright, luckily I can outrun the creepers, so this isn't that bad. I mean, if you're smart, you can pretty much cheese this part. Alright, let's get these. I haven't done this in a while, making a Minecraft Dungeons video. It gives me a small amount of satisfaction that I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, bro. I just have to outrun every single creeper. Also, dang, necromancers. I haven't seen those in a while. That's a little bit of foreshadowing, if you know what I mean. Oh my gosh! You pulled me in! Retards, man. Alright, let's go get some supplies. Let's just speed through the crowd. Nope. I'm gonna claim my little prize, and I'm gonna get out of here. What? Dude. Okay. Alright, let's move on to number 3. Alright. And for this build, let's do Hawkbrand. Stalwart armor. Exploding crossbow. Right? And we're going to keep the artifacts the same, except for the Ironhide amulet. Now for this one, let's do Panda Plateau. This is the good reason. This is a good mission because it's honestly just, you know, really nice so we get to see the pandas and whatnots, and we get a little party at the end. And also, look at the vibrant colors of this mission. You know what I mean? Oh, oops. I don't want to kill the pandas. Yikes. Alright. So we have more of a tanky build, because Stalwart armor is insanely tanky. And obviously, the Hawkbrand is going to give us some critical hits every now and then, so that's always nice. Let's get some watermelon. We're doing an impressive amount of damage, not going to lie. This DLC is one of my favorites because honestly, just like, simply because of how just, you know, cool it is. And just how it's designed, and even like all the really cool vivid lights and stuff. I mean, it's really cool. I like it. Alright, jump off. I said jump off, bro. Ooh. Secret area. Evocation robe. Garbage. Alright, let's just get back out there. Stupid witches. Jump! Jump off, bro. Why can't I jump off the freaking cliff? It'd be so nice if I could, my guy. Absolutely awesome if I could. This is kind of like Creeper Woods, but it's a little bit different in its own way. Also, oh my gosh. Bro, oh my gosh. So help me, I better not get a game over on this. Alright, let's explore that bamboo forest, and we should be goodykins. Can't imagine dying to a bunch of zombies for crying out loud. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm dying to literally goo, my guy, in a plants. Alright. Hold on. Let me actually wipe him off with my... I don't even know how to feel about this. First of all, we get one of the best weapons of the whole game, the Great Bane. And second of all... we died, bro. Bro, I'm gonna get my freaking fighter's bindings out ASAP, my guy. Hey. Ooh, Hunter's Promise. So spectacular. Alright, let's free some more bears. I don't know why they make me do this twice, bro. Like, why can't they just have me... why can't they just have me do this once, my guy? Blah! Whoa. Getting killed by that? Crazy. Alright, you know what? Let's just get out of here, bro. Get me the frick out of here already. Roll down here. Okay, get me out of here. I don't feel like fighting all y'all. Okay, finally we can enjoy the freaking party. Screw off, skeleton. This is our party, bro. This party belongs to us, the pandas, bro. Oh, panda. I got broads in Atlanta. They all drink orange Fantas. Credit cards and the scammers. Alright, so for number 2, we're gonna have the infamous B build in Minecraft Dungeons. Yep, that's right. We're gonna be using the B build. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be it's gonna be probably my favorite build in the entire video because of just how freaking nutty the whole thing is. But yes, we're basically gonna be using another mechanical short bow that I have, along with some the bee blade, the bee stinger, the beehive armor, and just a whopping 3 triple combo Buzzy Nest after Buzzy Nest back to back. And we're going to be doing the Obsidian Pinnacle for this one. So without further ado, let's do Obsidian Pinnacle. Alright. We also got Wild Rage on this bow because, you know, obviously it makes them mad at each other, so it's nice. Every time I heal up, by the way, it absolutely destroys every single mob in the area. It even one-taps bosses if you know how to handle it properly. Also, it's nice to have Radiance, especially when, you know, your build specializes just around mobs and stuff. So the bees will basically just do all the work for me. I'm basically just a beekeeper, you know what I mean? Instead of them making honey this time, they're going to be defending my life, right? So that's going to be pretty awesome. And I can almost guarantee you we'll probably not get a single "you died" screen in this entire mission, even though this mission's one of the hardest missions of the whole game. Corrupted seeds, vacation robe, all this is just garbage, man. Look at that, boom. Right the frick out of here. Nice. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the rapier is not too bad to use. The Radiance is just healing me up straight up. You know what I mean? Ooh, broadsword. Nice. Electrified is working so well. I mean, the thundering is working so well on the bee stinger. It's actually impeccable. Anything about it. Also, why are the bees using the freaking pistons to travel? They can literally fly, okay? They can legit fly. Why do they have to take a ground means of transportation, my guy? Alright, UV should be able to take care of it. Yippers. Alright, let's get. I gotta learn how to not spam with my artifacts on this build, honestly. And just because of the fact that the boss isn't like this partially shielded boss. It's not like this boss that goes into like this, oh, now I'm going into the next phase. I am now invincible for a short period of time. So screw you, buddy. I don't like those kinds of bosses. Like that, the Gale's Sanctum boss really freaking sucks. Alright. Let's boom out of here. Bees. They're just doing all the work for me. Oh yeah, I'm totally not fighting that thing, bro. That ain't the big friendly giant from... That ain't the big friendly giant from Ronald Dahl's Christmas special or whatever. Yo, freaking fight this boss, my guy. This guy needs to learn how to screw off. Yeah, screw off, buddy. Stupid. That savage the crossbow. Oh my gosh. Yo, bro, I do not want to go inside of that thing. You understand my frustration, right? Alright. 1, 2, 3. No! Not what I asked for, my guy. Thank you. My gosh, bro. It's... They thought that they patched this, by the way. They didn't. Because they're stupid. You gotta remember, the people at Mojang are not exactly the brightest minds of our century. They're no Thomas Edisons or Albert Einsteins or Nikola Teslas. They're just a bunch of random fake gamers that pretend to play the game. Alright. Boom! Look at that explosion. Oh my gosh. The bees are doing so much work. Absolutely carrying. Alrighty. Bro, when are my bees gonna catch up, bro? Alrighty. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Alright. Alrighty. Bro, okay, that's stupid. I guess I was wrong earlier. That's stupid. Alright, Buzzy Nest, take care of me. I'm gonna wait until basically the cooldowns have reset before I approach this boss. You know what I mean? I think it's just a smart idea if I do that. Alright, so I think we're pretty good. Let's just fight the boss and yeah. Alrighty. Buzzy bees. Look at that. Oh my gosh, they're popping off at him. Oh my gosh, they're popping off at him. Bro. Alright, now I'm gonna heal up in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Oh my gosh, bro. Ho ho! Also, I didn't know I could literally in my inventory. That's crazy. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was so unbelievably easy with this build. This build is absolutely nutty. It's cracked, but it is also extremely hard to get in terms of enchantments and guilds. So now, moving on to the very, very extremely obvious and objective number 1. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. Alright, if you don't know what I'm gonna say, type what you think it is in the comments. And then I'm gonna say my guess. In 3, 2, 1. Desert Temple, baby. And for this build, we're going to be choosing, I don't know, man, something really good. What is a good build to use? Well, this might not be entirely gilded, but we're definitely going to use, obviously, my favorite armor. My most iconically favorite armor in the game, and I think a lot of people think it's their favorite armor too. It's the Soul Dancer robe. I mean, just look at this. Look at how cool and fancy this is. And obviously, for our melee, we're going to use Fire's Bindings because we're tired of taking crap from enemies. We're now going to stop letting them take over us. Now, for range, we're going to use a Slicer. I'm gonna have to put something in the blacksmith or something. Hold on a second. Enchanted. Alrighty. Which one of you needs to get a little attitude readjustment, if you know what I'm saying? Ooh, Stormlander. Dancer Sword. Oh, yeah, definitely. Dancer Sword, for sure. Which other one? Lightning Harp Crossbow. Yep, you bet. By the way, if you're wondering why I had negative enchantment points, it's because some of my builds I use are literally just, they're modded in for the sake of making videos, alright? So don't use it against me. Like, you know, I'm just trying to do it with good intentions, right? So, let's get our enchantments, baby. Ooh. Enigma Resonator or Refreshment? Critical hit. Yeah, probably critical hit. I mean, it's literally the slicer. Refreshment. I don't know, man. Refreshment. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good. Because we already have critical hit. Am I right? So, and for artifacts. Yeah, I can't forget the artifacts. We're just going to go back to our handy dandy little 2. But we're going to change the last one. And it's going to be the lightning rod. Alright, so yeah. Also, we got to take off this cape. It looks so weird with the with the robe on. So without further ado, the greatest mission in Minecraft Dungeons. Probably the only mission that has even achieved 99% close to absolute perfection of a level. Desert Temple, y'all. Absolute cinema. Alright. Alrighty. We got the Soul Dancer robe, you know what that means. Also, I'm not gonna lie, this crossbow is doing pretty good, actually. Obviously, we're gonna be extremely carried by the fighter's bindings, but yeah, let's not worry about that. Yeah, I'm not carrying. I'm not picking up that piece of trash. Freaking short bow. Short bow is like extremely useless unless if it's used for artifact purposes. All right, boys. Shimmer time. Lightning rod's also extremely useful for this because we're gonna get a lot of souls in this build. Am I right? I'm not gonna lie. Playing Minecraft Dungeons on the controller is a lot better than playing on the PC because you can attack without having to press shift on the controller. You can just press the attack button. But on computer, you have to like walk to the mob to attack it unless if you want to like press shift or something. You know what I'm saying? Slicer's doing pretty good. Alright, let's go here. Ah, man, we didn't get the good orientation. That's fine. I mean, we can just get the gold chest. The obsidian chest doesn't really give that much. Doesn't really do that much anyways on this mission. But, yeah, we usually get the uniques right when we beat the boss. So, shouldn't be much of a problem. Alrighty, we're gonna have to get to the ambush pretty soon. My least favorite part of the mission, obviously, but yeah, of course we're gonna have to deal with it. Oh my gosh, do not kill me. Do not kill me. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. What I do like about the Soul Dancer robe is that you get a 30% chance to negate damage, so that's pretty good. Alright. Let's use the lightning rod this time. Oh wait, hold on. Let's use a better lightning rod. Oh, frick. I have a much better lightning rod in my inventory. Artifacts. Yeah, let's use the good lightning rod this time. Slicer is more of a support weapon, to be honest. But it's still pretty good. Alright, let's get to King Tut's tomb. And, yeah. Beat the whole mission, I guess. Okay, yeah, I'm not fighting this guy, bro. Okay, never mind. I guess I will. Just for the fun of it, too. Maybe I'm a little bit of a masochist, too. Ooh, love spell bow. I wonder what that did. I wonder what that does. Oh, just enrages mobs. Wait, why is it called a love spell bow then? Doesn't make much sense. Okay, do not kill me, bro. And bro, okay. You know what I think about your stupid bow? That's what I think about your stupid bow. Okay, let's not keep on dying. Alright, let's just stop dying. Let's get the frick out of here already. Let's summon the boss and get out of here. Alright, poison definitely takes him out really well. Boom. Boom! Let's go, baby. Got all of them at once. I'm not gonna lie, the way it spawned, it looked like he was wearing the shoes. That's pretty cool. LeBron James? Bro, do not die to some stupid arachnids, bro. Alright. Boom! Let's go, baby. The greatest mission of Minecraft Dungeons has been beaten by yours truly, Maxim John. Yep. Feels great. As my great finale to Minecraft Dungeons. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. Thank you all for watching. Maxim John Cast will come out soon, and I'll see you all in the next time.